Happy New Year's for everybody listening. This is the first official episode of Childish Grown Ups, the Childish Grown Up Show, rather. Of course, y'all know me, Marius Hunt III, aka Mo, but I'm not alone. I'm here with my two co-hosts, Ash Bash and Mia G. How you ladies doing today?
Doing good.
Doing great. How are you?
Doing well as well. And not only that, but one of the big cousins is here today, man. We call the culture garden, they the big cousins. I told y'all Rick should have hit me on the sides like, hey, because he was talking about a movie we did that I think they were intended possibly to do. And he said, hey man, stay out of my room.
Yeah. I know what he talking about.
Which I was like,
too.
bro, we already had this laid out the week before. But nonetheless, of course, one of the triune of the culture garden, we have big cousin SKOOL in the building.
SKOOL is in the building. What's happening?
Hey, listen, your signature is so like it's so you, bro. Like every time I hear, I'm like, can't nobody do that like you. The piece, the what's happening, like it's just your thing. Like it's your Lil Wayne lighter flick. You know what I mean?
Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that's dope.
Appreciate that.
So we're excited to have SKOOL on, of course, family in this thing to review a very nostalgic movie and yes, and a movie that me and him intended to do at some point with SKOOL's Guilty Pleasures. But now, since we're having it on here, had to have the brother on, and I cannot wait to see what he has to implement in this nostalgic show that we call Childish Grown Ups. So before we get into the show itself, Mia, you said there was something that you wanted to say for the show. Is this is kind of the acknowledging the stoop kids at this moment. So, you know, what you got for us?
Okay. Oh my goodness. I didn't know you were gonna do it immediately. Okay. So if you've been listening to the podcast, you know my mom is always, you know, in there with whatever we got going on. She's asking me at the end of every episode before it's released what the next movie will be, so she can be on it. So I told her what we were doing, and she sent me this text. She said, I remember when I was pregnant with Candace, that's my older sister, and Burt Reynolds did a layout for Playgirl magazine. And went out and bought it. And I had the post stretched out at work. And my supervisor came behind me and was like, damn, she scared me. And we fell out laughing. He was the shit back in the day.
Yo, Burt.
Shout out to Burt.
Hey, let me find out, Burt. Hey, let me.
Hey.
So Mama C was doing the original hair flick that Mia be doing. She was getting.
Yeah.
Let me find out about Burt, dog. Like, that's crazy.
In them jeans.
And cowboy boots. Giving it up crazy.
Hey, listen. My mom said Tom Selleck was her guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Mom said Tom Selleck was almost my pops. I said, chill.
Let me see. Let me see who Tom Selleck or Selleck.
They do favor. They got that thick mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they do resemble each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Selleck definitely looked he looked like a white Billy D. Williams. Like,
yeah, smooth.
He's definitely white Billy D. Like, I'm looking at him like, oh yeah, he pulling him.
Yeah,
he pulling him.
Yeah.
Oh man, shout out to Mama C. She giving us, hey, she's like our like deluxe insider on like the nostalgia that goes even further back. Like she's like giving us more. So it just really adds another layer to what we doing here. I love that.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to her and shout out to all of the Stoop kids, man. Y'all can I'll give our handle after we get to the next segment. So going into that, childish grown-up moments of this past week, obviously going into the new year. I'm gonna throw the ball in your court first, Ash. You had a childish grown-up moment over the past week?
Had a few. Had a karaoke night. Yeah, I know I love karaoke. Me and Anthony was jamming out. I was doing some of his Fortnite songs, and he liked a song called Payphone by Maroon 5. And so we was singing that, but I was putting the extra sauce on. I was doing the rock and roll voice and everything. He was like looking so embarrassed, but he was having such a good time. Anytime I can embarrass him, that's always the goal.
Yes.
And then I watched the episode of Kenan and Kel. and it just took me all the way back to the nostalgic bag. It was the episode where Keenan was trying to get a job in the mailroom for a corporate company. And then his resume got switched with an executive senior because Kel was jacking up. So yeah, it was funny, man. I haven't seen Kenan and Kel in a while, so that was a good one for me.
I thought you was gonna say the Screw, man. That's my favorite
that's the
episode.
best
Oh,
one.
listen to me.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Classic.
Everybody knows about the Screw.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, anyway, I could go the whole side tangent about that episode, but you got to we regularly frequent Keenan Kel. Like it pops up in like there's a certain point of the night or whatever where you're not going to watch anything serious, you're not going to watch a movie, you want something light because you don't know if you're going to go to bed or you're just going to be kind of on your phone. Yeah. And Keenan and Kel is one of them ones that we frequent for sure. Like they'll throw Keenan and Kel on. Because we didn't Martined out all the way. We Martined out, Fresh Princed out, hanging with Mr. Cooper, all of the, the classics. And so definitely Keenan and Kel gets in the mix. And that's on Raven too. But yeah.
I was listening to, I believe it was the Jingle All the Way, and y'all were talking about Moesha. And I was screaming at the phone so bad. Like, I'm just like, Moesha was horrible. Now wait a minute. Moesha was a great show up until like the last season. Maybe it was the season prior where they did that shit where Dorian was his son, and they killed Frank's character, man. Frank was an outstanding father, man, and just the outstanding dude, and they killed his character, and I just hate that about that show. That's one of the reasons why I don't watch it anymore. They killed his character, man.
They jumped the shark, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he cheated on his wife and had a son, and remember it was which was Ray J.
Right.
But they just killed his character, killed the integrity of Frank, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, that wasn't it. I mean, come on, like how gorgeous was his wife? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they never showed her.
The mom before, but well, since we're on the subject, man, have you had a childish grown up moment over the past week, man?
Absolutely. I don't even know if this counts. I took my daughter, who is 7, she'll be 8 on the 20th. We went to see Moana 2. And I enjoyed that movie way more than I probably should have. But the problem was that I hate to even say this out loud, man.
This is the platform.
Moana was looking good, man. I had to look at Moana a couple times, like,
hey,
it's a cartoon character.
Hey, we got a text chain. Me and you go ahead. Hey, listen, there's a lot of those animations back in the day that we don't want to come to the forefront to acknowledge.
Hey, Moana's up there with Jessica Rabbit, man. Sheesh.
Hey, there's a few of those out there. There's a show that shouldn't have existed. You remember the show Stripperella?
Oh,
that shouldn't have existed. I'm just gonna put that there. I ain't gonna get on my tangent.
Never heard of that show.
I don't want the ladies looking at it as crazy right now. But
you just threw it back.
That was a crazy show that shouldn't have existed.
Stripperella is crazy.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It existed.
No, hey, back up off the screen a little bit. You look at, I'm still I'm still me. I'm still me. Nah, that's dope, man. Those was it one of y'all that said y'all just seen Moana 2 as well?
Yeah, I saw it a couple weeks back.
Hey, I don't know if you've noticed, School, but don't it seem like these movies now, it seem like these animations be hitting different?
Yeah.
Like on the emotional tip?
Yes.
Bro.
I don't think there's been a newer Disney or cartoon character, any animation movie, should I say, and my daughter hasn't had a moment where she's like, you know what I mean, taken aback, or she's dropping a tear, like, and I'm like, it's a movie. But in her defense, she cried and couldn't finish Beethoven, so
okay, well then everybody get it out.
Yeah, she just might be an emotional creature, man. Man, we was watching Beethoven, and they take them from the family, and they talk about putting them down, and bro, she wouldn't even cut it.
That's real though. That's real though.
She wasn't going.
Listen, hey, the emotional stuff is real right now. I keep saying that, like I keep crying on movies, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah.
So okay, well, what about you, Meg G?
I do, and it's on brand. So on the 31st, Wicked became available for streaming.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So my little sister bought it. And like I told you guys, I live next door to my dad and my little sisters. So I want to say this was Wednesday night. I went over there and kind of forced my dad and my other little sister to watch Wicked with me again. And my dad was like covering my mouth because I couldn't stop singing all the songs. And he's like, I'm about to duct tape your mouth.
Oh, wow. You're that type of person, like for real, like you all the way locked in, like, oh, wow.
This is number 3, right?
That was
4, right?
No, that was my 3rd time seeing it because I didn't get to go that 3rd time to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I want to schedule you your next session. Let's say a week from today. Yeah, I'm going to schedule a nice session. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to get my notebook and my glasses, and we're going to have a session because something is going on. Three times back to back is very unique, Mia. It's very unique. I don't feel so bad about the stripperella thing now.
Straight up.
You should still feel bad about it.
Oh man, those cartoons, they did it to us. Like, why y'all making them curvy like that? Like, why y'all do Dexter's mom like that? Why y'all do it like that?
Dexter's mom was super.
Why y'all
right,
doing this? Like, I'm just saying, y'all know what they was doing. Like, why
they
y'all
knew
doing
it.
this? We didn't have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I didn't have a childish. Unfortunately, I didn't have a childish grown-up moment this week, so I was a little ashamed. But I definitely enjoyed y'all sharing y'all's. So I got secondhand childish grown-up moments here. So that's cool. Ash, go on, give it to us.
Yes, sir. All right. You see the mic. If you're a YouTube watcher, you know it is time for the Flash with Ash. So I'm switching it up a little bit, adding to my arsenal. So this is going to be a Flash round of this or that for you guys. And then I'll get into just a few trivia questions. Okay, y'all down?
Yeah, come on, man. You making it. This is becoming like the most fun of the whole,
I mean, I do what I can. Got to warm us up for the episode. All right. Disney Channel or Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
God. I gotta go Nick, but it's hard because That's So Raven is so high on that. But I gotta go Nick. I mean, didn't Nick have Keenan and Kel?
Yeah, Keenan and Kel, all that.
Okay, then yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you afraid of the dark? I mean, Snick was wild.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. All right. All right. What about you, Ash?
I'm going Nick. Too many nostalgias. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Red Kool-Aid or grape Kool-Aid?
The fact that we call it red and grape is so
Hey, any red.
Like y'all know what red flavor is. It's red, bro. Come on. Grape is not bad, but red, yeah.
I'm have to go with grape.
I'm going grape as well.
I'm going red. I'm not a grape fan.
I go grape pop. I go like grape soda, like a good grape soda back then. That nice, like all that. But but definitely red Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you. Either way, not a bad choice here.
Rugrats or Hey Arnold?
Hey Arnold. I gotta
go. I ain't gonna like my answer.
I gotta go with the Rugrats.
I'm going Rugrats.
Hold on, let me think a little more on this.
That is tough.
Because it's like I'm older now. Hey Arnold resonates a little more, but let me really go back to how I remember.
But Tommy was.
When's the last time y'all watched the episode of Rugrats?
I watched it here recently. Like
I was gonna say, it was a lot of adult humor in Rugrats.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
I love Rugrats.
You know what? I'm going to switch and I'm gonna go Rugrats only because Rugrats is a little bit more lighthearted and fun. Mm-hmm. It's very adventurous. The stakes were pretty low. Hey Arnold sometimes can get heavy. We needed it, but it can get heavy sometimes. Yeah. So what about you, Ash? Which one are you going?
I gotta go Rugrats. Because it just started there, and just again, babies talking to each other, planning, escaping the little
playpen. Yeah. He always
All
had
that.
his little little
Right.
screwdriver. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that.
Yeah. You know,
All right.
sidebar, I'm sorry, real quick. That
Mhm.
spawned a lot of our ideas for games as kids. Like try to create games in the house when we couldn't go outside. It spawned a lot of that. I was watching the episode where I'm about to say Helga, Angelica made her own clubhouse, and the babies wanted to get in her clubhouse, and it was she had Cynthia, and she made it look lit for real. I was like, dang, I would have wanted to get in her clubhouse. Like it took me back for real. So I was like, yeah, that's why when you said, I said, oh, this spawned all of that energy of like, oh man.
Taking you back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, 2 more of this or that, and then I got some questions.
Okay.
Saved by the Bell or Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
Topanga's a legend.
Ooh.
Corey
I'm going Saved by the Bell. It's just such a morning staple. Like it's such
it is.
It's
that
such
theme
a,
song
like
is
I gotta
crazy.
hear that bell when I wake up in the morning. Like it's all right. I need that.
That's a classic.
And that phone.
It's a classic.
It hit. Like I can't,
It does, but Boy Meets what?
I love
my
Boy
God.
Meets World, but
That
it's
was
not as
like-
memorable for me for
That
some
was
reason.
what?
Like I don't remember like.
I gotta go Saved by the Bell. Cause AC Slater, what's up, Mario?
There it is. What's up, Mario?
I gotta say this sidebar. There's I think it's on YouTube. There's a channel dedicated to Zach Morris. Zach Morris is a creep or something like that. It just goes into all the
like how nuts
shit,
like
all the messy shit he did, and it's just unbelievable. Some of the episodes and stuff that Zach Morris was on. He was on some trash, bro.
Hey, listen.
It didn't age well.
I tell you what, hey, listen, sidebar. I know we're gonna do the movie. It's coming. Listen, I'm gonna say is when you watch Bring It On Again. That's all I'm gonna say. When you watch it again,
I didn't know what you're talking about.
Male cheerleaders. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna leave
that
it
was
there.
insane.
I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, if you could play it back in your head, you're like, yo, this is wild. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, my bad.
Yeah, that was some crazy work on that. But
yeah,
Blockbuster or Family Video?
Oh, this is easy.
Come on.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
It's Blockbuster.
I think that's unanimous.
We'll settle for
to the block.
We'll settle for Family if we got to. But
yeah. If we looking for something and they ain't got it at Blockbuster, you might slide over there if it's that important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, all
right. This is from Magic School Bus.
Oh man.
Which legendary comedic actress plays the teacher and the bus driver, Miss Frizzle? Was it Lily Tomlin, Tina Fey, Lucille Ball, or Betty White?
Can anybody answer? Or are we going in order? Or
oh yeah, you go. You just lock in whatever you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna say Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to. I think because Tina Fey is like more recent than the other two. Ain't they black?
Mm.
No,
ain't black, but
Betty White is that older lady,
Oh, am I trying? Maybe I'm confused.
Lucille Ball died before that show came out, so
yeah.
Process of elimination. Yeah, I'm with you on the first one.
All right, team going with Lily Tomlin. That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from Keenan and Kel. What's the name of the store manager at Rigby's?
Chris.
Yeah, it's Chris. I almost went with Kyle. In my head, but then as soon as he said Chris, I say, "Oh, yes, Chris." Yeah.
Hey, school coming through, ain't it?
Hey, man, listen. This is big. This big cousin. He been doing this for a while. This big cousin
coming through, answering real prompts.
No multiples. Like we don't need no multiples.
They know how I do. Hey,
like
no
what?
multiple
Like
choice.
hey man, we should have got him. You should have had the girlfriend's questions for him. He would have been like he would have knew it was Big Hip Marcus.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris is correct. But let's see if y'all get this one. And don't make me look bad. Okay.
See, here she go.
This is from Powerpuff Girls. Okay. I had to dig in the bag on this one. What were their superpowers individually?
Their superpowers individually.
You got Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles.
I wasn't a fan.
You're not. Oh, okay. So you're not talking about the ingredients. Just their powers.
No, yeah, the powers. Because I knew the sugar and spice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man.
That's what's up.
Okay, so
Oh man.
did block Bubbles have like some kind of like love power?
No.
I felt like
she was the sweetest.
I'm trying to think, is it like actual physical power or is it like a character trait?
No, it's like a power.
My favorite thing about human beings is when they don't know something, they just can't say they don't know.
Nah, because it's like, you know how it's there. He's stupid. They just can't say they don't know. All right, I guess.
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
That.
Buttercup, she didn't have a superpower, but there was one thing that she could do that her sisters couldn't do, and so they just chopped that up as her specialty.
I really don't know. I feel like if
I ain't never watch it.
That's crazy. My daughter watches it all the time, and I did watch it, but I do not remember.
All right, y'all give up?
I do. Yeah. You got
all right, so that. Bubbles can talk to animals, specifically squirrels. She had a thing for squirrels. I don't know why. Okay, Buttercup can curl her tongue.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, they didn't give her a power, and she was jealous of them. So that was the only thing she could do that they could not do. It's curl her tongue. And Blossom had ice breath, so she could freeze.
Okay.
Her enemies.
Yeah, I was never gonna get that. No, I wasn't. Yeah, because they didn't make it stand out enough. Like, here comes Blossom with her special.
Putting in work heavy, but
I remember that more than. But I remember her talking to animals too. But I just never thought of it like, the others can't do it. That's the only thing. I just thought, this one just does that because it fits her character. This one's, I guess I never looked at it like that. But hey, okay, we made you look bad there then.
It's all right. What do you got? 2 out of 3?
Yeah,
2 out of 3.
The usual.
Okay, yeah, and we got a listener here, you know.
Yeah, he locked in. That's the guy right there.
Good job, guys.
All right, here we go. Mia G, you know what time it is? That machine over there. I need you to pull that lever and take us back real quick right now. Here we go.
All right, we're talking about the 1993 film Cop and a Half. Synopsis: after witnessing a murder, a young boy named Devin refuses to testify unless he is given the chance to be a policeman. For cast, we have Burt Reynolds as Nick McKenna, Norman D. Golden II as Devin Butler, the Ruby D as Grandma Rachel, Holland Taylor as Captain Rubio, Ray Sharkey as Vinny Fountain, Sammy Hernandez as Ray Sanchez, Frank Sivero as Chew, Mark McCauley as Waldo, Tom McClyster as Rudy, Ralph Wilcox as Detective Matt McPhail. And this film was released April 2nd, 1993, and there were no toys or merchandise. And I can say that I get it, because I had never heard about this film until you guys brought it to my attention.
How dare you?
This is the beauty of the show. This is like that. I was about to start singing the Lion King song with Deception. All right. Anyway, all right. So let's do a little rewind here without our special guest here, our big cuz over here, School, the guy. Rewind this, man. It's not, you don't have to necessarily tell us about your first time watching, but going back in the day, how do you remember this film? Like that it stuck with you all of these years. What do you remember back then about it?
Man, if you watch the Culture Garden, we talk about, 1480 classics, 85 classics. This is an 85 classic, man. I watched this so much at my grandparents' house. I just fell in love with it. It's just one of those movies that I could always count on, no matter what. It was on somewhere. Like I said, my grandparents had every movie channel, and this shit was on somewhere. So I would steady watch it. And then, you know, as I got older and, you know, the DVDs hit, shit, I bought it for myself. I'm like, I gotta have this in the collection. And as I got older too, like I was so surprised that nobody heard of this movie. Like, you know, when me and you started rapping and talking and I brought up Cop and a Half and you was like, bruh, like you was in. I was like, that's my guy forever.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ash Bash.
Yes, sir.
Rewind a little bit. How do you remember this film back then and now?
I remember it being a staple in our household. I don't know how we got introduced to it. I have no idea, but once we did, it just, I don't know, we fell in love with it. You know, the walkie-talkie era, the fake handcuffs. I mean, the imagination that Devin had, it was exciting to be a kid the way that he, you know what I mean? I just remember always wanting to watch it, and it was action packed. Then that turned into us doing stuff around the house, cops and robbers and all that. So I just remember it being a staple, man. Definitely put me in a happy place.
Mia G, with you being, you know, one of those people that SKOOL referred to that has never heard of this, is what we find out is a deep cut film. What was we can hit fast forward for you since this is not a rewind. What was that like? What was it like watching this?
I really liked it. I thought it was really cute. Like, I don't know how, like, I never heard of it because I consider myself to be pretty well versed in the film world, but somehow this just kind of slipped under my radar. But I thought it was really sweet. I didn't have any, like, I'm not gonna say I'm a easy sell, but I really just enjoyed it for what it was. It was hilariously like 90s. Such a, like, even though I had never seen it, it still was nostalgic just for the times. Like, and yeah, thanks. It was cool.
Yeah, I was hoping she got like that. The way I got a Christmas Story experience watching it for the first time, I was hoping she had gotten something similar to that. I said, I hope she has like, oh, okay, you know what, this movie sold me. Like, it sold me.
Kind of like when you were talking about A Christmas Story, there were like multiple moments in this movie where I found myself like giggling out loud, like, wow, this is so silly.
Yes.
But it was like in a good way. It was just funny.
Yes. I can't wait to talk about those. For me, just rewinding back, this was like, there's just certain movies that I ain't gonna say that I felt everybody seen this movie, because I guess maybe the idea that people seen it because of Burt Reynolds, maybe more than anything. But it feels like a deep cut film to me. Like, it does feel like that, like this, like a Low Down Dirty Shame, those kind of deep cut staples where we like, oh man, like, you haven't seen this, but it's like, in our house it's platinum. You know, you would think everybody's seen it type of thing. So same thing Ash said, all of that like spawning ideas and just the nostalgia, like the elementary element of it, growing up, you had to tuck your shirt in with your jeans, like that whole style with the belt on, the light Walmart jeans, you know, the big sneakers, like just like the nappy fro, the whole imagery is go ahead.
Even the way kids don't play like this no more.
Yeah,
that real imagination.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and as I was doing a little research on this, it's a lot of things that shocked me. Like, at one point, this was rated the worst movie of all time on IMDb. It's rated like a 4.6. Took 14 million to make. It made $40 million, so it was a big hit. Like, and that's obvious because there's been like 2 sequels and a couple remakes and all that. But I just want to talk about the power of Macaulay Culkin. You know, movies like this stem because of Macaulay Culkin. Like, Home Alone, how powerful and how good of an actor he was, and how well he played that just smart ass kid, like
carrying the film, you
know, and for this to be Devin Butler, Norman's first film, he did a hell of a job, man.
Goodness. I can't wait to talk more. And since we're in that kind of that part of the overall discussion, I got to throw it out there right away. Do y'all consider this a white savior movie?
No.
No.
I don't.
I do not, but I definitely get why someone would feel that way.
Mm. And for our listeners, if y'all are not familiar with that term, white savior, it's just this thing that they do in sometimes like movies that are not predominantly white or whatever. They use like kind of a white character to save the scenario, as if like, oh, it took somebody outside of those that are around us to kind of save our situation type of thing. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, the white savior complex or whatever. So it's nothing wrong with that because we got movies that we enjoy that. Yeah. But, you know, that is just something we want to bring to the forefront for those that are not black that don't know what that term means. Yeah, I know. It almost is like the opposite though, right?
That's what
Nick was bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle it.
Nick was off the chain, bro.
Like, dude, chill.
Nick was off the chain.
I can't wait to talk about Nick McKenna. Oh my God. Okay.
And I love the fact that he was a equal opportunist. He don't give a damn. He didn't like nobody.
No. Nope.
Nobody.
Nah. That's just who he is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I can appreciate that.
Exactly.
I can appreciate that. Do y'all think Nick and his boss were sleeping together?
Yes.
Really? That was two separate moments where she kind of got him to do something, and it was like this. Like I couldn't even, maybe y'all can clue me in. What did she say to him the first time where he's like, hey, look, you're going to have him, you're going to take him. And you're like, I'm not doing this. No, you know, and she was like, did something in the hallway where she was like, yeah, and then something. Blah,
she threatened him with,
said he owe her, don't he?
No, she threatened him with she told him to see if his blue shit still fit. Like he was going back to street duty basically, like his blue outfit.
Okay.
She threatened him to go back to, you know, the streets instead of the detective.
Okay.
Yeah, to demote him basically.
Yeah, because he probably definitely been, you know.
She said, see if that shit still fit. You know, you done gained about 30, 40 pounds.
Run.
Oh, man. Yeah. I hate them.
All right. The light-skinned jeans, man.
Hey, man. The light-skinned.
The light-skinned
jeans. Those are the jeans the grass stains never came out of.
Never.
Never.
Nothing you can do.
Even if they're almost gone, you look close enough, you still see a little of that green streak in there.
I probably got a couple pair of them still hiding from my mama. You hear me?
Hiding them, absolutely. Like we just don't not put them in rotation because she told me not to play in my good clothes. Yep. She told me not to. Another question I wanted to ask: did y'all realize this was in? Well, I mean, I know it's different for you, Mia, but did y'all ever realize this movie took place in Florida?
No, I didn't know that.
No. But I'm not surprised. The water, it makes sense.
Okay.
I thought maybe San Diego or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe like
that.
San Francisco or something for some reason.
San Francisco.
It didn't give Florida vibes.
No, and that's just because of the what do they call them? The antagonist. He's very New Yorkish. You know what I mean? Like if this was today, then he would be. We know what he'd be. So
yeah, for sure. Like
yeah. So
and speaking of that, there's something I noticed. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I don't know if it was necessarily important. But it seemed like there was this theme of water through the movie. Like Devin in the beginning gets a swirly. You know, Devin with the water gun, Quintero sleep. He tells him tells the guy sleep with the fishes.
Yeah.
They shoot the pipes and the water drips on the boss. Later, the boat scene. And then I think even his last name was what? What was his last name? It was something that had to do with water. Fountain. So I was like, I don't know what the water symbolizes. I'm not trying to be overly deep, but it felt like it was some kind of theme with this movie that I never noticed before. My last thing before we get into like moments that was all that is, man, how quotable is this movie?
It's so
Mia. I'm gonna throw the ball right in Mia's court. Just because like this is your first time, so
As someone who had never seen it before, I was literally in my mind just like, oh, this is funny. Like I can bring this back up, like
Mm-hmm.
quotable. And it was all coming from Devin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. So you
No,
gonna throw one out there?
he's just so funny.
Yeah.
Like the
Yes.
moments that I found myself laughing, give me a milk, Steve.
In a dirty
Steve.
glass.
The dirty
In a
glass.
dirty glass.
And
Yes.
in
I
quarters.
was like, this is hilarious.
Yes.
Like,
Hey,
yeah.
when he told your boy, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you was on fire.
Damn civilians.
Look at that big jumbo.
Yeah.
Like, look, bro. So
Yeah.
many
Hell of a
quotes.
job.
Don't go let them eat.
Yeah.
Bring them to jail. Bring him to jail. You know, that I hate to run. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you.
So hostile.
Like
Well,
he was so like, you know, get in the car. Like, you know,
unhinged.
so it's you call this being a father.
Oh man, that's the part. That's the part.
I'm not your father. I'm not your partner either. Like, you know, Glazer chocolate.
McKenna wasn't shit, bro.
Bro, listen.
At that moment, you was
Nah, I felt him though. No.
Devin,
no.
we gotta get to the scene because I got a lot to say about that too.
Okay. I'm
That scene-
tiptoe. I'm stretching it out as much as I can on the intro side of it. All right. So,
Yeah.
all right. I imagine, does everybody got the opening scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I want to throw the ball in Ash's court first, since I know we all a little antsy to get into it. We all kind of elaborate on it. So you got the opening scene. So give it to us. What made that scene all that?
I mean, right out the gate, Devin is at school. He already got his binoculars. He already in cop mode.
Mhm.
Cops and robbers with his friend Sanchez, you know, calling him by his last name. You 8 years old. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Got the walkie-talkies on deck. He said he was calling himself Mad Dog. I'm going in alone. Like kids is playing all around the playground. He's locked in on this robber. So yeah, he chasing Sanchez in the school, and then he run into the teacher and shoots him with the water gun. Like School said, I thought you were on fire. I mean, he's in full blown cop mode.
Yeah.
He's not at school. Like you can't tell him that he's not on the force
Yeah.
in this moment. So yeah, just out the gate, take you right into his world. So yeah.
Okay. You want to elaborate a little bit on that school?
Hey, I agree 110 with everything she said. The only thing that she was missing is the bullies, man.
Oh, I did have that too. Yeah.
Them damn bullies, man. Shout out to I don't know his name, but not the heavy set bully, but the other gentleman. You know, he was I don't know if he was her crush, but I think he was her best friend on Clarissa Explains It All.
He looked familiar.
Yeah, he was in Clarissa Explains It All. I don't know if she, like I said, if he was the crush or the best friend, but he definitely was in Clarissa Explains It All. But just the when he said I can't remember exactly what he said about something about his dad, and he said my dad's doing life in jail. He said you must be very proud. Like, just the way. Oh, I am. Hey man, Devin, man, and them one-liners, it was perfect. Like it was what you expect from a cop in this movie. You know, if this was Die Hard, that would be Bruce Willis making all those one-liners. So they did a great job with that, man.
What about you, Mia? Anything else you want to add to that?
So the thing that stood out to me immediately, since it was my first time, was how that whole opening scene, like even the background score, the music, was so much like an actual cop movie.
Yeah.
But it's this little boy playing cops on the playground. And I'm like, they actually are playing this. It's edited, the way it's edited, the way he's talking is so much like an actual like cop movie scene. And I thought that was so funny. And yeah, like and throughout the film, like I'm sure we'll talk more about it, but everything he said and did was just like a little grown-up cop, like something a cop would do in a cop movie or say. He was just embodying that so well. And I thought it was so funny. Now that swirly thing pissed me off because I don't like nobody playing the toilet.
Yeah.
Take it
Head
too far.
first is
Too far.
insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
They're taking it too far. Yeah.
You also notice that you get a little peek at a young Amanda Seals
The
playing
legend.
on the playground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 90s legend, man. She's been in everything.
Yeah, the more I seen that, I said her face definitely looked familiar.
Yeah, and it don't change.
Nah, not at all. Nope. Well, I just add to that is this is Recess at its finest. You know,
oh man, yes.
Like I was like, man, like, you know, when you had Recess like that back in the day, it was like you have your limitations, and then you find new worlds of like, oh, we can go over there. We can play it over there in that side of the building. Oh, we can go in here. Oh, you know, the principal, like that's what it reminded me of, because they're violating. Obviously, you can't be in and out, bro.
Yeah.
What a hash over here rolling.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I was thinking about bro. He was on Recess one time. He put this girl face in a boat. He was trying to like. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, she was wilding. Like that was Kiera.
She was hitting them and stuff, and so he had to.
Nah, she hit like a dude. That was different
put her
times.
face in a boat.
Hey man, listen.
That was different times back then.
Times.
That was bad. I'll never forget. She was mad strong. Anyway, don't worry. I got beat up by a girl cousin later. That's karma for myself. So, but but yeah. So, Recess at its finest. All of the one-liners, like I said, and really, I guess I'll just tie in the principal part.
Yeah.
Like the principal
Fleming.
Yeah, Principal Fleming. Like at the time, I mean, as a kid, we're with Devin. You know, please, she can't take calls right now. You know, we're with Devin. But as I get older, I'm like, no, Devin. The way he acted through the whole movie, he's like, I can kind of see why the principal, I gotta do this, like, because it's like, bro, you're doing too much. All of the kids are playing, you're going through squirting water on teachers' khakis, and like you're doing too much, bro. Let's play on right here. It's Recess. You're running in and out. Sanchez and shook you. You know what I mean? Like
super shook him.
Super shook. Golly. And so, you know, he had to do what he had to do. But, you know, I couldn't remember the quote that the principal said, but I definitely know, you know, Devin, he brings it back later, which was funny.
He said, if I don't do this, I will be doing you a great injustice. Yeah.
You'll never learn.
You'll never learn. Yeah.
Sit down, Devin.
Sit down, Devin.
Right, so firm.
He said, is it 3-8? That's how they be too. I said, ain't nothing worse than when you have a principal that knows you have parents that care. Oh man, there's nothing worse than that threat.
Yep.
Especially in those days, because they know parents whoop ass back in the 90s. You know,
that's facts.
And, you know, is it 3-8? Yes. What? Yes, Mr. Fleming.
Crazy, he knew the number though.
Man,
that's
why he's got to do it. And it's like you know, that little sliver of chance you think they're gonna be cool this time and not do it, and then they actually still go through and do it.
Still go through it.
Your world is over. Like it's like, oh man, I gotta go home. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right. Who to have? Ash. So back to you. So what's your next moment that's all at?
I got Devin and Sanchez riding their bike home, and then Devin hears the police sirens, and they start trying to follow the crime, and we get introduced to Nick.
Okay, I have that as well. Yes. What about y'all? Okay,
I have that same scene. I just I love the fact that it tells you how dedicated Devin is to this shit. Like, you know, Sanchez is like, I think that's an ambulance or a fire truck. That boy said, no, that's a code 3. Like, I know the codes off the siren. Nigga, like, I am not new to this. I am true to this. Oh, so man, Devin, OG.
Man.
But yeah, so we get introduced to Nick. He's clearly high strung, very angry man. He chasing down the perps. Devin, super smart. He get the license plate right in his little. Y'all remember the little notebook, the little flip back? Come on now, you jotting anything in there just to seem like you important. Like
tucking in
Yeah, what you in there writing?
the back pocket real quick. You know, it's very
Right.
important with the pencil to slide in the little. You know.
Right, the little mini joint
They
with the
definitely
bad
got
eraser.
the Blues Clues, the
Yeah,
Blues
yeah,
Clues
yeah.
joint.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Nick's chasing the perp, finally flag him down. He get the squabble. Dude spit on him, first of all. Total violation. Anytime you get spit on, you already know it's over with.
Yeah, we don't play like that.
Yeah, we don't play those games. And luckily at his shades, but even still, it's crazy. But yeah, he get the squabbling. The neighbors looking at Nick crazy. Oh, I broke his nose. Let me go ahead and put it back together.
Yeah.
Crack it back in place. He's like, hey, he gonna tie you to the car. You're not riding because you're dirty and you stink.
You stink. Yeah.
And so yeah, just that whole scene of getting the introduction to Nick and how it's just he's very angry.
Yes.
The criminal called him a sore loser. You a sore loser. Like what?
What about you? What about you, Mia? What you take from this?
No, they covered everything.
Mhm.
The thing I was gonna say was like, you see, Devin is very resourceful and smart. He's really into this cop thing, like, and tying somebody to your car and then driving and making them run is insanity. That is
Yeah.
crazy. That is some 90s shit that you could not get away with
Mhm.
putting in a movie in 2025. Like
No
that,
police cameras.
Yeah.
nah, wasn't no dash cam, no,
Yeah.
nah, it's over. But yeah, I didn't really have too much else about that scene other than what
Okay,
everybody.
I'm gonna elaborate on that. Then I'm gonna throw the ball back in your court, Mia, for the next. What's your next thing? For me, it's just when you watching now, so much resonates. Like, of course, we'll get to a later scene where Devin's gonna be like, "Stop! I hate to run." You know, just like he's thinking it's fly. This is what cops say. This is what cops do.
Mhm.
You know, but which is what we all do at some point as a kid. Like you hear them say stuff and you use those same kind of phrases as a kid. But like,
Yeah.
no, McKenna's like, bro. I told you I hate to run. And you look at how he's built. You look at his uniform, how tight them pants are, them
Man.
cowboy boots with the square
Tight arm run.
with the triangle toes, not the square toes, the triangle toes. You ever see somebody at church with the triangle dress shoe? Like they are
tortilla chips. Boy, got the tortillas on there.
Hey, you heard me?
Got the Tostitos.
He
Hey,
ain't come to play around.
He got the Tostito choice.
He ain't come to play, man.
He ain't come to play. He's serious,
sharp
boy.
boy.
Hey, you got a different kind of foot, boy.
Mhm.
Like, my God, how'd you get in them triangle joints?
Oh man. Stay away.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
So
Crazy.
listen, I feel him at my age and us being 30 plus. I hate to run. I'm not playing with
Yeah.
you. What I tell you,
Yeah.
bro, get in the car. We're going down. I'm not running. So like
Mhm.
him running through neighbors, like that is nuts. Like somebody's planting the garden. You hate to run so much. You're about to just start running through people's backyard. You ain't even, bruh.
Drove right through it.
Drove right through. He's like, man, I'm not hopping no fences. I ain't doing like, oh man, Bert. Goodness, he just bodied this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just crazy. Like that you putting a whip on him and you stinks and all that. It's funny. Mia, what's the next moment that you got is all that? Let's see where we are next in this movie.
So the next thing I had was just seeing when Devin gets home and you kind of see his home life. You meet his grandma and you see he has his little cop desk at home with all his stuff on there. He's like, we got to watch Miami Vice later. And it's like, what, little boy? Like, you want to watch Miami Vice. But you see that the father that he was speaking of earlier isn't actually in the picture.
Yeah.
And it's just him and grandma. Grandma is a nurse. She has to work and he's got a lot of time on his hands, to be alone. And then the nosy neighbor talking about you should be reported to social services, leaving him alone. And you just kind of feel for him because you know that, his little imaginative 8-year-old brain just kind of clings to this cop thing because he might be a little lonely, you know, him and grandma, and she's busy. She's doing her absolute best, and you can see that she loves him to death, and she's just doing what she can, you know. And you kind of, aside from everything that you've seen, realize like he's really just a little boy. He is a baby.
There's a moment for that too that just really hit home.
Yeah.
There's a moment later in it that's like, wow, it all comes together right in that moment. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about when we get there.
I got you. And you know, and then going into the next scene where he's just sitting outside and he sees, you know,
Sanchez.
Yeah, sitting out, and he's looking at the kids playing basketball. He's seeing Sanchez having dinner with his family, and he's just alone, you know.
Yeah, it's like that's that's Sanchez's normal, and this is Devin's normal. You know. It's man, it's really deep in that regard. Did anybody else had this part of the scene? I mean, I imagine somebody. I definitely have after that. Like obviously we meet the antagonist when Devin, you know, follows the, you know, but
I had it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the same thing. Everything Mia said. She's heading out to work. She's probably on call a lot. Maybe just even the way that the neighbor responded. Like clearly Devin's home alone quite a bit. And again, you know, she's doing the best she can. And she wants him in bed by 9. So then, of course, you just get another glimpse of his negotiating skills.
Yes.
Can't do. He's like, nah, he like 10:30. And then, so just negotiate. I think they landed at what, 9:45 or 9:30 or something. Yeah. Even though you're gone, let's be clear, I could stay up as long as I want.
Right.
You could tell me all day, but everybody know how to do the fake sleep when the parent come in and check the room.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just that's that, and then of course leading into the next. So yeah.
Yo, you remember like you do the fake sleep, and then it's like because of the adrenaline rush, because you hear the door, you hear the keys, you hear the walking coming your way. You remember like your breathing should still be normal, but as a kid, you ain't got no chill. So now you got to force it because you're like, like, so now you're trying to bring that joint down because you like, I hope they don't know I'm still been up.
Don't pull the covers back or nothing, please.
Matter of fact, turn the other way. Hope that they flip the light. Hope they close the door. They really close it. And low key. Listen. Like, yeah, that's the good days, man. The good days. SKOOL. So you got the introduction of Mr. Fountain. Is that your next moment or what? Or are you further down?
Well, I want to touch on what y'all was talking about just a tad. I just wanted to say that was the 90s, man. That was 8 years old being left alone. You know, hold it down. Don't open that door for nobody. You know, go to bed by 9. Like that was it. Like, you know, you can't get away with that type of thing today. Not saying that it was okay then, but I just felt like we were a little bit more responsible. Not only that, I think it also goes back to parents were allowed to whoop their kids. So that fear, you know, you have that fear of God for your parents. So, you know, what they said goes. And let's be real, that neighbor would have definitely called CPS. She did a lot of threatening, and I don't understand why she actually just didn't call. But that was it. That's all I want to say.
She wasn't wrong, but
no, she wasn't. The more I watch this movie,
your daughter's about this age, right?
Yeah, the older I get, I'm like, okay, she wasn't wrong. Like,
but
I had that in my notes. Actually, I had in my notes like that neighbor was nosy, but she wasn't wrong.
But she wasn't wrong. But we also know she cared. Like, if some shit really would have went down, she would have. She would have.
However, girl, why didn't you offer to babysit then?
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, because she did kind of check on him. Like that's what they're alluding to. Like, hey, the neighbor's gonna check on you, type deal.
Yeah, well, remember when he first originally came in, she said late again.
Yeah.
It was her. Like, she know his time. She know his schedule.
Okay, maybe by the time we get to the end of this, maybe we can figure out what's her real gripe. You know what I mean? Because it's like there is this halfway care, but there is this, hey, to two different people, you know, trying to like, you know, whistle blow, so to speak.
Well, she probably treat her daughter or son like shit, and they don't let her see her grandkids. That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. That might not be bad right there. That was pretty good from, bro. You just shot that up like Steph and turned around, man. What was that? Nigga just shot and turned like, huh?
Hey,
that's crazy.
No. Yeah, my next scene is obviously the introduction to the antagonist, man. A legendary antagonist to me, if you ask me. A wannabe singer. Hey, the Wanderer, man. The Wanderer.
Man.
You know.
Like what?
It's nuts, bro.
There's always that person that's stuck in a time period, man. And this dude is stuck in the 60s, man.
Yeah.
They never, I mean, he makes a mention of it, you know, who he used to be, but they don't ever really deep dive into it. But I'm guessing he had a one hit or something, because goodness gracious, he wasn't letting that shit go, boy.
Nah.
He wasn't letting it go. And side note, because of this movie, I performed in 5th grade, the talent show. I performed a little dance, the splish splash. I was taking the bath.
See, look at that. Come on, that's come on. Is it because of this movie or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
wow,
sir.
Wow, you was rocking with it like that, huh?
It's my shit, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I love that. But anyway, so yeah, so you got anything else you want to say about that scene or whatever?
Nah, that's it.
Just more so focus on Mr. Fountain.
He's a Mr. Fountain, man. He a legend, man.
Yeah. He that was a show I started watching. It was kind of like I think it might have been called Wise Guy, but it was a show like in the 90s. He was like a boss, and a guy goes undercover, plays like try to be like one of his like maid guys and stuff. It was interesting. I said, oh, that's dude from Cop and a Half, you know. So it was real interesting. But yeah.
When did this come out? When was this?
This might have came out like before, because he looked slightly younger.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, you know, he died this was his last film.
Really?
Yes, he died in 93 at the age of 40. He passed away. This was his last film.
Wow.
Who, Vinny?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is sad, man. He had because he had a bright future.
Oh yeah.
You would have seen him a lot. Like he aged up in this, man.
Wow. Yeah.
40. Ooh.
Yeah. 40 years old.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yes. Yes. Legend.
But yeah, he comes through and he sings, and we see, you know, Quintero from, you know, earlier where, you know, and he's back on the street. So obviously they know he flipped. I know I got a podcast, Good Earners. There's a scene where Big P, they put him back on the streets really quick, and the guys that are wise enough understand that, like, if they put you back on the streets, they know it's wiser for you to get some information. You do better for us to be back on the streets than you would be behind a jail cell. So he's back out there so quick, you know, and obviously that's why he's there. You know, he's into it and they're singing, and then he put a piece of chicken in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
He see Devin, but they never officially say if he was ratting though, man.
He was ratting, bro.
He ratting,
yeah, you
man.
think so?
Yeah, because you assaulted an officer at work at bare minimum. You assaulted an officer. You spit on him, tried to, you know.
Yeah. So, and you think about all the shit he tore up, that McKenna tore up, they gonna just they gonna get that to you. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Because I was chasing you.
And all that. So yeah, that whole thing, and like, just like, it's really menacing. As a kid, you ain't really putting it together. Like, yo, they just threw this man in the water tied to a chair. But as a grown-up watching, I'm like, yo, this is and then tied. I mean, we just did Poseidon. So, you know,
just add a piece of chicken.
Oh man. So ladies, did y'all have anything y'all wanted to add to that scene or whatever?
I do, actually.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, Devin chasing that black car down on his bike was like, come on now. Okay.
Yeah.
We get it. You know, we're not going to ask too many questions because it's and it's cute or whatever. But I know, I see it. No, we're not even going to do that. And then just him sitting there, like, hiding in there that whole time. Like, he's so unafraid. He's taking notes in his little notepad.
Yeah.
The whole, like, the whole scene, and when like they finally, do what they did, and then was that the scene where the pipes?
He shot
Yes,
at
he
him.
said it was the
Mhm.
pigeons.
Right, and he's just like up there, just hiding until the cops come. And I'm like, this little, and then like the way he greets the cops when he sees them, it's like he's so excited to be a part
Yeah,
of.
A witness.
because he
Right.
been watching enough Miami Vice. He know what's about to happen. He know, and I got some info. Woo, I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he bad because why are you, boy, you're 8 years old. It's nighttime. You're supposed to be in the bed. How you chasing down criminals on your bicycle?
Bullets flying at you, like.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Yeah.
We obviously a lack of father figure. I mean, this is a clearly
and he was trying to get Sanchez involved.
Yeah, right. Like, bro,
He really ain't about that life.
I was about to go somewhere else
ain't.
with it. I ain't gonna even go there. That ain't Devin's fault. But any of y'all ever rode y'all bike this fast going home? Like you ever like, I gotta hurry up and get back, and you start riding like Devin was. Listen,
I don't like doing that. I never was I'm just a cruiser. Like
I definitely hit it like that before.
Yeah, gotta hit it like that when you know what time it is.
I remember being on the back of my cousin's bike and she was riding her bike.
Oh no.
She was late getting home. And I'm like,
yeah. Choking them out. Like
still got a whooping because we was late.
Yep.
Yeah. Had to try.
wait till
Man. Yeah.
But everything y'all said and kind of the tag team what Mia said, like, how are you gonna get home? Like, you following this car to the location, like, you don't know where you at. How you finna get home, dude? That was my instant thoughts. Like, okay, and then like you said, he shoots up there with a gun, like just not afraid at all, just dug down, and of course the water coming down on Vinny. They
he
over
was
here
pissed.
trying to put some damn newspaper. Like that was just so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they of course Nick comes around, they like, we got a witness, and he's like, oh, he's over here. And then he looks as Devin and he thinks he's just a normal kid. And then he realized, oh no, this is like Detective Butler over here.
Yeah,
a proper investigation is supposed to be conducted downtown.
And
So
by the way, Captain Kangaroo ain't been on in 8 years, sir. Like,
right.
playing with me.
Stop playing
don't
with
play
me.
with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that alone, Nick already knows what time it is.
Okay. So anybody, I imagine somebody has like the downtown moment or whatever. I don't have it, but anybody have that as one of their moments?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Well, what do you want to say about that part? Because I'm a little bit like after that. I'm at the beginning of the ride along or whatever. So.
Not too much. Just him saying he had the plate number, and just again he's in negotiation mode, and he wanted to talk to the superior. He want to go straight to the captain. I'm going over Nick's head and everybody. You know what I mean, to make this deal, and so it was just a cute little moment. So I wrote that down. Just him being a negotiator, trying to get what he wants out of the deal. So and then I have the ride along next. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ash, on that. Just he's not a normal 8-year-old, very smart, very intelligent. He gives him a little taste, like he said, give him a little taste of what he got. Yeah. And then and then he says, I got the license plate, and everybody gathered around me for, like, why you didn't start off with that, son? Have you ever heard of what do you say?
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo. Like, where is he getting this stuff?
Where does he get this
Miami
stuff?
Vice. Like, nigga, quit playing with me. Like, y'all want the info? Make me a cop. Like, he meant that shit.
Yeah, he really did.
And I love how, when his grandmother comes in, and she has to think about it. She says, well, and he goes, yes. He was like, well, you always say well before you say yes. Like, we know our people.
Well, yeah,
that's how it be, man. So
that was so cute. I love that.
It was, yeah. And of course,
she knows she needs somebody to watch his ass while she at work.
Okay.
Like, bro, like that's anyway. There's so many places I could go. I'm just nope. I ain't gonna. I normally say some ignorant things on other shows, but I'm not gonna do it here at this moment. So okay, so we got the ride along. Do you have that as well, Mia G?
I do.
Okay, go for it.
So I had, him first of all agreeing to help if he can, be a cop.
Mhm.
And so, they're gonna humor him.
Mhm.
But immediately he on 10 doing the most.
Yep.
Like, he's chasing down the purse snatcher. It is like, oh. But yeah, it's like he's so just enthusiastic about it. And poor Nick is like, oh my God, how did I get stuck with this little boy? Now I got to chase him down because he's chasing down this purse snatcher who turned out just to be, trying to retrieve his wife's purse.
Yeah.
And Devin is just having the time of his little life, and Nick is fighting for his life
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
And then kind of see him wanting to get into some real police work with his, their search for Bobo.
Mm-hmm.
And then that whole little sequence of them going to the two different Bobos that they found
Mm-hmm.
and seeing Devin being a little cop helping the couple mend fences.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, that listen, Devin, like the whole thing, handcuffs and doing at the bags and like, and, of course the other cops are laughing around with it. He's like, all right, he's like, all right, here you go, get in the car. He's like, hey, I can't go anywhere without my bags. I gotta have my bags.
He's right, McKenna.
He's right, McKenna. All right, get in the car. Why aren't you gonna first? And everybody get in the car, like
yeah. Even the speech, hey guys, everybody be safe out there, like
yeah, like man,
full blown detective out here.
Full blown, and so getting in there and like when he gets going to chasing the perp, he said, "I'm commandeering your vehicle." He takes the skateboard. He's like, "Stop! I hate to run." And it was the angle they shot it where he was booking. I was like, "Yo, he made it fly in that moment." Like, it's funny, like that because even Nick was looking like, "All right," like what I mean. And so Nick had to really run, and man, Nick really like his bones look like they hurt when he runs. Like he got knees that are. Listen, like them knees and them cowboy boots. I'm like, bruh.
Them jeans.
To protect and serve is some triangle toe cowboy boots is crazy.
That is crazy, bro. Where do you think we are?
But listen, then y'all heard McKenna say he goes to the shooting range every day, so he don't have to run.
Long range, you hear me?
His aim is impeccable, brother.
Yeah, I hate to run. But yeah, you got anything as far as that part before we get a little bit into the Bobo or whatever, Ash?
Just a little. Y'all touched on everything, but yeah, why is he? That's his go-to. He on the streets, and that's your go-to gear. It's crazy. Like it's too tight. You can't even breathe. That's why you struggling to run, and then you smoking all the time.
Then you're smoking all the time.
So I do have that part. The little thing that Devin said, I had to write it down. He's smoking, and haven't you ever heard of secondary smoke? Haven't you ever heard of minding your own business? Like you're talking to an 8-year-old. Yeah. He said, at this very moment, the pink, delicate tissues of my still forming lungs may be shivering into green chunks of mucus, struggling for their last gasp with poisoned brown air. Like, where did you come up with this?
This kid is good, boy. This kid he might be up there with Fresh. He might be up there with Fresh.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
Smart kids.
He did
like
so good, Norman, boy.
Yeah.
But and I had in my notes, Nick is so hostile. Like, he's just so angry.
Mm-hmm.
Angry as fuck.
But yeah, y'all touched on everything else, and then I'm down, of course, as the Bobo searches.
Okay, well you start off then. What you got for the Bobo?
Let me see. On the second. Oh yeah, where he did the mending of the relationship. I kind of skipped the first one, of course, the blue guy. But Devin getting the kiss from the wife or the girlfriend, and and then Nick was like, "You did a really good job back there," and he was like, "Yes."
Yeah,
Like he was happy on that part.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously Nick is still Nick, but in this moment, like, he did his thing. This is my partner in this moment.
Yeah.
Then I got Ray and Devin going to the store to get the ding dongs, and they see the black car again. Well, Sanchez, when they go to the store to get the ding dongs, and then run into the bullies again.
Okay.
Great
He's like,
thinking.
Well, hold on.
oh, okay.
Anybody else got anything to say about the Bobo?
Nah, she got it. She on it.
Okay, I'd say that there's just no way that I thought this dude could pull a young lady this way. That hair is nutsy, Bobo.
Yeah.
Because listen, there's no way. Okay, I'm trying. There's so many ignorant things I want to say. I really try to, the ladies are around, so.
Burt Reynolds was in Playgirl, man.
Hey, listen. All right. Well, with that being said, we talking about Playgirl, we talking about Stripperella. Listen. Never mind. All right. So, but yeah,
just say it, dude.
She must got low self-esteem. That's why I was getting at. Like, you must got low self-esteem because this guy right here.
He could have been a high school sweetheart, and he had it back then. And
I found it.
Like, damn, homie, in high school, you was a man, homie.
Gotta let himself go, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
the whole thing was just a no.
Well, let me say this: if that's the case, he shouldn't have been forgetting no damn anniversaries.
Okay,
bro.
Facts.
She throwing plates out, like she throwing plates,
she threw the baseball cards, bro.
Ooh.
Listen, that's. I mean, throwing plates is crazy. The baseball cards, I can see that, but the place is crazy. Like that's nuts.
Nah, baseball cards is crazy.
No, baseball cards is crazy too, but that's like I'm hitting you where it hurts because that's personal to you. Our anniversary is personal to me. Should be personal for you, but yeah, the plates is crazy. It's like, bro.
What did Devin say? He said, "At least you two have each other. You don't got no more plates."
Yeah, you might not have any more plates, but
yeah, that speech was pretty weak though. Like whoever
I was going, bro. I was just thinking that he really ain't say shit.
Nah,
nah, he didn't.
As a kid, I was like, oh man, that was good. Now like he didn't say that y'all have each other. Oh, we do got each other.
Let me get into an argument with my wife and say that she gonna roll her eyes and walk out the room.
Say, hey, babe, at least we got each other. I forgot the anniversary, but we got each other though. Hey, meet me halfway at the stair.
Yeah,
don't get your ass out of it.
She gonna meet me with a blade,
boy. If you don't, like,
shit.
Okay, so Ash, you were going into it. School, do you have that too? Them going to the convenience store?
Absolutely.
All right, well, go for it. What you got for that?
Well, it goes back to Devin just being a brilliant kid, fast thinking. He sees the car, he gets his guy up out of there, walk normal, nigga. Like that dude was walking away crazy. Mm-hmm. He didn't know what was about to happen, but like you just said, he thought like Steph, very quickly. As soon as he saw the bullies, I can't play right now, man. I'm watching my grandma's car, man. She loved this car. And what kind of bullies are
bro,
these?
Okay.
Like,
this is
they went to the extreme. Like, they must not believe in police or nothing. Like that's a real crime. Like,
yeah, we crossed over now.
And again, this is how you know this is a kid movie, because if that was a Sopranos, somebody would have been hanging from their boots. You hear me?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah,
whacked.
They definitely would have made an example out of you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was just great thinking. And again, just shows how Norman, you couldn't have. Listen, if I was at a certain age in '93 and I saw this movie, I would definitely believe he would have been a star. After this movie.
Yes.
I would definitely believe that.
Do you think that looking at this, do you feel like could he have been like the black Macaulay Culkin? Like, you know what I mean? Or, Macaulay Culkin, we know how adorable he was, of course, and that obviously matters. Not to say that he wasn't, but, I don't know. I just want to ask y'all think that if
I
he
don't
continued on doing it.
I don't think he got enough chances. You know, I look at his
Yeah.
IMDb page and there's not much after that. I don't know if he decided to really, you know, he probably got a Vlad interview somewhere we can probably find or something,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just don't think for some reason he just didn't do much after this.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think he had the potential, and that's why he got cast for it. You know, this movie is directed by the Fonz, Henry D. Winkler.
Okay.
And he said the reason, you know, Macaulay Culkin was originally supposed to be in this movie. Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can kind of sense it. You know, it's a lot of that type of humor, you know, in it, and it definitely calls for a strong kid to be in this movie. They said after Macaulay Culkin dropped out, they got about 400 kids together, and he won. Norman won, and man, you know, he said a lot of it was his hard work and how much he wanted this. You know, he could see it, and you could see it. It shows on screen. Like he's a dog.
Yeah.
So man,
Wow.
He did amazing. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine it with anybody else. Like
you know
crazy.
how crazy it is. I don't know if anybody agrees with me on this, but I thought that I mean, he's in The Wire as well, but the dude from The Water Boy, the black kicker or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was Devin Butler when I first seen The Water Boy. I'm like, oh shit, Devin Butler finally in something. But
he had the gap, right?
Yes.
I know you're talking about.
But nah, that's obviously not him. But I thought it was when I was a kid.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Lawrence Gillard Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was
favor.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that. He a little lighter than him, but yeah, I can see that. That's not bad. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, anything else y'all wanted to add to that part of it before? Obviously, we're gonna get to Mr. Fountain. Visits Devin's house or whatever. Yeah, diabolical too. Like you said, this is just crazy. It's just crazy. Like you don't beat up somebody's car, and it's like, bro, you guys are like middle schoolers picking on a third grader. Like, bro, go holler at some girls. Like, what is you doing? That's the only thing I could like, bro. What are girls at?
Like, not only that, I was wondering, what did they fail? Them the only adults middle schoolers that they show at this school. Like,
yeah, he's a third grader. Like,
yes,
he's in the 4th grade.
Yes,
I remember it specifically because that's what he said to his grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it because I've actually had this conversation with somebody, not to get too far off topic, but where we live in Cincinnati, a lot of the schools are either like K through 8, or at least they were like K through 8, or they're like 7 through 12. We didn't have like middle schools.
Yeah.
And I found out that was kind of like, that wasn't like a normal thing. Most schools are like elementary, and then you have like an actual middle school, and then they have high schools, and ours wasn't set up like that. So when I saw them, I'm like, oh, this must be like how it is where we live, where it's like
you might be right. You may be right in this sense.
But then I noticed, like, where are all the other like big kids?
Yeah, they just didn't do a good job of having at least 6 or 7 more teenagers, for us to believe. Because from what I was just thinking they was slow. Shit, like, why y'all still in this school?
Yeah,
because it did seem like maybe they're like 6th graders who like flunked a couple times.
Maybe that's probably the most plausible.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that
they were huge compared.
Yeah, they was huge. Yeah, big jumbos, man.
Yeah, big jumbo.
Dirt bags.
But yeah, so for me, Mr. Fountain, the mob guy obviously visits Devin at his house, and Devin quickly backpedals, realizing that this is the guy because of his, diamond on his shoe.
Yep.
This is the first thing that Devin does that wasn't smart to me in the movie.
Yes, me too.
He get my grandma, no, like that whole like
soon as they leave,
soon as he left, like and it's weird because it's like, I guess in some sense it's like he pulled up on you, So it's like more scarier than you being in his place of business and them shooting bullets, but it still felt a little odd to me. It's like you wasn't scared when they shot up there like guns that you've seen on Miami Vice. But now he's in your house and he's like, "Okay, good, Devin. All right, let me get out of here." And you're like, "Mom, get down." Like, I don't know. It just felt disjointed a little bit, and I didn't like his decision making there. Just from how solid he's been through the whole movie.
Yeah.
What did y'all think about that part?
I mean, I agree with you. I think they did a very good job of him being so Miami Vice, so cop. You know, I thought he might have looked out the window, made sure he was gone, and then say something. But then again, it's like, you know, we can go ahead and say he's still a kid. He's 8. You know, so you know, whatever. We'll let him have it.
Yeah. What about y'all?
He ain't gonna get it all right. I mean, you know, he is 8. He's doing a hell of a job. Better than quite a few grown-ups, you know. But that was just a moment where he was sitting in his fear, you know. But I'm like, dang, he didn't even get down the steps.
Yeah.
And he was about to spill the tea. Yeah, you wouldn't believe these dirt bags. And then he saw the shoes. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
But he still didn't lie because, you know, remember, he didn't see their faces, obviously, because he knew him by a shoe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, man, he fucked up that part.
He played it so cool the whole time he was in there, but as soon as he left, it's like
he's sizing him up. You remember me?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Nope, they were really disappointed that I couldn't give them any information and all that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really.
Because I wasted their time.
Like,
yeah, just the way he said that was G. Like, wasted their time.
Do up? I can't say. You know, he did.
Even how he played it too, Mr. Fountain, how he played it. Like, I'm the new school counselor. You haven't seen me around school, and like he even does like kind of the mugshot thing where he looks one way and looks the other way. Like, you sure you ain't seen me? Like it was kind of menacing in a sense. Like it had a little subtle, like, sure you ain't seen me around school? Like he's like, you know. So that was really good. Like I did like that. Like he was a very good villain for this to be this type of movie.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. Okay, so Mia, what you got next?
So I didn't do like the whole with the captain, but just the night with Devin staying with Nick.
Okay, yeah, I had that too.
You know, everything going pretty smooth until, you know, the middle of the night, poor little baby Devin wants a glass of milk. Such a sign of the 90s times again. Milk, Lord, they put that stuff down our throats. But anyway, you know, and then Nick pulling a gun on him, and it's like, okay, I thought I could do this, but maybe I can't. Like, I'm a kid person.
Yeah. I don't even know if it was that as much as, you know, we find out later that, you know, Nick feels that, you know, he had his not necessarily had his partner killed, but, you know, his partner was killed. We see Nick isn't stable, you know, so I only imagine being a cop, going into a detective, as much shit as you've been through, you know, you live alone. You know, it could have been a woman staying the night over there, and he probably would have been the same thing, you know, just not remembering, like, oh shit, I did have that chick over, you know. I got company. Crap, I'm tripping. Like, a lot of that. And, you know, we all made those type of mistakes. I mean, I ain't putting no gun on no damn body, but definitely done woke up in the middle of the night, you know, when I had my own spot. Like, hold up. What's going on? Like, so.
For sure.
So, yeah.
I got to just, you know, just super 90s, super nostalgic, playing swords.
Yes.
Listen, it's very cringe. Obviously, it's very cringe. But
he said, my friend Ray can piss 8 feet. He said, Ray's my new hero.
Listen, swords is definitely a thing. It definitely existed.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
You probably would never hear that these days.
No.
But it's ridiculous. Like you're trying to play swords with a whole stranger, even as a kid, is like, I get, and even then as a kid, I get you're not thinking about the ramification of what's going on, like the source of how the sword is formed. You're not thinking about that part of it.
Yeah.
But it's still crazy to think like I don't know this policeman. Let's play swords. Like, you know, I don't know. But yeah,
comfortable with him.
Boys,
even though
nasty.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Love us anyway.
And again, yeah. And again, it shows, like she said, how comfortable he was with him, and then we find out later, you know, Devin's mindset about Nick. You know, more than a partner. You know, he looked, you know, he was his hero. So
and there's just a subtle turn, a shift. Devin starting to have an effect on Nick McKenna.
Yep.
You know, when he started reading them like the newspaper, you know, don't you know that reading relaxes kids? And
don't know anything about kids.
Bro, like, yeah, he's reading this terrible story about how this person goes to the hospital and he's no animation.
Nothing.
He's such a freaking
grump.
Scratch paper. Like what is that
sandpaper?
He's so sandpaper, like goodness, Nick. But he's reading it, he starts smoking it, he noticed he coughing a little bit and he puts it back out. And you know, that was kind of a shift, of course. And then obviously we get to him pointing the gun at Devin, and you're seeing Devin with the footies on, the dinosaur footies. And then like just how it transitions to the next part. Like that almost got me in tears. Not as close as other movies, but the deep trauma of, like, I feel like it resonated for Devin in a place where it's like I really don't have, like, all of the male figures in his life, they're not really protecting him. They're not looking out for him. Yeah. And, you know, you look at the principal, you look at that teacher, you look at, you know, those bullies, you know, even some of the kids laugh at him. You know, Sanchez is with his family. Everywhere he turns, like, you know, nobody's looking out for him. And the one person, even though he's 8, so he has a different idea what it is, he pointed a gun at me and I put it all together, and just how I just wanted a glass of milk and how it affected him. That was deep to me. Like, it was deep then, but it's deeper now watching. I was like, golly.
And you see Nick, and it's kind of like he has this wall up and you see it starting to come down. And as soon as he does something that he feels was, you know, incorrect, or the fact that he feels like he may have put Devin in danger, the wall just shoots right back up. And it's like,
Yeah, that's a teaching moment. That's when you sit them down and tell them, you know, hey, buddy, you know, you say something to him. You don't push him off on the next man. You know, which is, I mean, I'll go into it. It's my next scene is just, you know, him giving up on Devin, so to speak. You know, telling the captain, like, I can't do this. I can't have this kid around me. You know, I'm used to flying solo. And that's how I want to keep it, you know. And then Captain telling him, like, oh, he's starting to get to you. Like, I can see it. You starting to, this is what you need for real, buddy. Like, you need somebody.
Woman intuition. So perfect. Like,
always.
Because I don't think he gave nothing away like that. But she just had that insight that women have so well, where she knew. I was like, man, Anyway, go ahead, my bad.
And then he comes back in, and of course he confirms it. You know, he likes cornflakes in the morning, you know, and walks out. That's how you know. Like, she like, yep, I knew it.
So. Do y'all have that part as well, or what?
No, I didn't have that.
Okay. You asked?
Yeah, I had the same, and then getting into where he partners up with Rubio, I think is his name. And then they're outside trying to catch speeders.
Okay. Yeah. Well, go ahead then. Get into it.
And they're trying to catch speeders, and he's like, "Oh, you think we should let this one slide?" You know, so obviously Devin's still down about not being with Nick, but starting to get back into his cop mode. He's like, "Come on, we gotta get this one." So, you know, and the fact that dude just was like, "You pull over," like, come on now. That would not fly today. Ain't no,
I would have been out.
Ain't nobody stopping.
You so all the way outside your car, fool. Yeah,
all the way. I
made a left, made a right, made a little right. Like, one
down the block.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, you're gonna have to catch me. Matter of fact, I'm back the other way by the time y'all head out.
Right.
Promise
your
job.
Yeah.
So just that, like, so comfortable within that time frame, and then obviously it ended up being the principal, and he's not taking it serious. Devin got on these big shades. I mean, he still got his little notepad.
Yep.
Tell him to get out the car off rip. And he's like, I got somewhere to be. And then Rubio's like, he got full jurisdiction.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you see Nick up top still keeping tabs on Devin.
Absolutely.
Did he know that was a principal's car?
Yes.
Yeah,
He did?
that's what
Okay.
I think he said. We got
Gotta.
it.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
he
he
knew.
did.
Okay.
Because remember, he
Okay.
was going the same speed as the other one. The
Mhm.
original one was 38 and
38 and
35. Yep.
yeah.
And
Okay.
the detectives, his name is Detective Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know where I got Rubio.
Hey,
from.
sidebar. I did mention this. Just a sidebar. Ash, you remember how many times when they had we used to watch this? And speaking of Detective Jenkins, there's a scene before this. Just real quick, y'all. They're in the police, place of business, whatever. And he's laughing. They're throwing, crumbled up balls, and out of nowhere he grabs this leg and foot. And he's tickling the foot, and we kept saying, "Whose foot?" Remember, we really could not figure that out. Like, whose foot? Because we were like, he's doing that. He was tickling the foot or whatever. We kept saying, "Whose foot is that?" We was like, "It's the all black officer." We was like, "No, it's not him."
What?
But Detective Jenkins, the white cop that was like, remember he was playing with Devin in there.
Oh yeah.
We kept saying, "Whose foot is that?" Remember,
he do have a random foot in his
You
hand.
threw me off again.
He must be
Watch
like
me this time.
a dummy, or they still threw me off. Like,
Yeah, I was like, what?
I'm sorry. All right, back to the side. That's just a little sidebar. We got stumped on back then.
But yeah, Nick up top keeping tabs on Devin, and the black car comes again, keeping tabs on Devin. And Nick, boy, the person that hate to run the most,
Man,
he wasn't jetting down, slid down the hill with the tortillas on, and hey, got to him because he was. When I say Devin was this close,
listen,
ooh, he saved that boy's life
with the dad bod and everything.
Yeah,
everything.
he
Sure,
did.
I think a button was coming loose too.
Oh man, it did.
Yeah, he's fresh off a couple beers, dude. Like, my goodness, like, come on, bro. Oh man, he's like Devin, and man,
I love that wave that Devin give him. Like that's the
like,
essential hood nigga wave off. Like get out of there, beat it, scram.
We good, we got it.
Yeah, we good.
But again, anything else y'all want to add to that? Because my scene is pretty much when they pretty much link back up and go find the last Bobo.
Nah, that's it.
Yeah, I think all I had was, he saved him, and he's like, that's just like Miami Vice. I thought that was so cute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my next one was when takes Devin to the bar.
Mm. And then what did he say to what did he say, Detective Jenkins, or what did you say? He was like, hey, I didn't see him. I was like, man, call for back. I ain't remember what he told, like, bro.
He was like, I like he was staring. He was like, I would go after that Lincoln.
I would go after that Lincoln. Like,
bro, like you sitting there chilling, laughing, playing around, like, bruh, get to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, okay. So okay, Mia. So go ahead, get into it. We got, Nick and Devin, the link up is back.
Yeah, so taking an 8-year-old to the bar is crazy, but you got the girl dancing all on the I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
My goodness. Well,
you can look that way in a few more years.
Yeah. Like 90s movies.
Yeah.
Like, unless that's a 4-foot midget, like, need to get him out of here. So of course, he slides him some money, and then they see who Bobo actually is, and it's like, oh shit. Like, okay, all right, how are we gonna handle this? And so he goes off to try to corral Bobo with some money, and Devin's just sitting at the bar. And he says that funny line that just had me cracking up, and slides him that little little coin talking about, is this gonna change your mind? I'm like, this is so
It
silly.
is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He
Paying
told
in
him,
quarters out here.
yeah, he told that man, tell me something. Tell me what you know about Bobo. He said, I heard he was a hairdresser. He said, maybe this will change your mind. Gave him a quarter. Like, nigga, what?
hey, he's so locked in.
The
Yeah.
way he did it with his little finger just cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. He was like, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Give me a milk, Steve.
Yeah.
That
Give
just
me a milk,
got
Steve.
I used to use that line too.
Oh,
I didn't catch your name. Nah, I didn't throw it.
I didn't throw
I
it.
used to use that.
Yeah. It is. I got money here for Mr. Bobo.
Mr. Bobo.
And then he grabs it. He's like, I'm gonna give it to you, TW. Your name is
Bobo.
Yeah, I'm Bobo. Like, dude. But yeah, they get into it and like it's going down. It's classic Nick bar fight. Nick McKenna becomes Nick Fury in this moment.
Yeah.
He is going crazy. And you know, there's a lady that comes in, gets involved. He said, Nick, don't put your hands on her. He grabs her,
Don't
tosses
hit her. She's a girl.
She's a girl. He tosses her. I didn't hit her.
I didn't hit her.
And then the funniest part that I always laughed at is just like this dude he like hits him like, bruh. Those are always the funniest when people put too much on it.
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
He got him out of it quick.
Yeah.
Well, shit, when Nick got slid up under that bar, that nigga Devin said, "If I was you, I'd play dead." Straight up.
Listen, but Nick still got some chops in him.
Yeah,
he said, "I hate to run." He didn't say, "I hate to fight," though.
Yeah.
You know, like, and again, brilliant Devin calls back up on the thing and finesses it and makes it seem like there's more coming. And you know, of course, Nick initially is mad, but then he realizes it was a good idea because he bleeding and everything. Because he was all in the momentum, you know. But anything else y'all want to talk about within that scene? Because all I got last for me is just the last sequence of it all. So
that's it.
I have one more before that. Just that one little spat they got in after he wakes up and Devin's not there because he went out to get donuts.
Oh yeah,
I have that too. Okay, that's definitely.
Okay, y'all go for it then.
So basically after all that, they go back to Nick's apartment and he wakes up and Devin is nowhere to be found. And of course, he's panicking because of the situation. There are people looking for him. And he goes outside to search and he's just walking down the street happy as can be with a box of donuts. Like, I wanted to surprise you. And he's like, what is wrong with you? Like, there are people trying to kill you. And he just kind of loses it a little bit. That, Devin, you call us being a father? It's like, whoa. What?
Slow down.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Hey, also, shout out to my city. Nick was offered to move him to Cincinnati,
Right, there it is. Yeah.
The nasty natty.
The natty. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. I can't handle it anymore. I can't
pick a city anywhere.
Anywhere.
I don't want you to be my father. I don't want you to be my partner. I don't want you to be anything. Like, bro, that was real.
And then you got that 90s. That's a 90s thing.
My gosh.
That bus thing.
Yeah.
I always hated that.
Me too. Because I was like, bro, I wish I could do this in real life.
Yeah.
That's why I always hated it. Like,
ain't no bus that damn quick.
No.
If so, you definitely wasn't on it, boy.
That was AI in the 90s.
Behind some brick or something.
That was AI in the 90s, boy. That was the first little taste they gave us, right?
Shit, I rode the metro. That motherfucker takes its time.
Oh my goodness, bro. Listen to me. I lost a lot of hours of my life on the bus.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah.
So
yeah, go
ahead. Going into like Devin just going back to the school. And then boop into the end.
Yeah, the school stuff was cool too. Go ahead, Ash.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the donut scene too, because this is where Devin, he was making me mad on this one because it's just like, and that's how he's just in kid mode. Because I'm like, he leaves to get donuts, not understanding that this is real life shit. Like they want you dead. They tried to run you over, literally like a day ago.
Yep.
And you in a bar fight and broke out. You know what I'm saying? You could have got hurt, hit with a pool stick, anything. And granted, Nick is not the best role model, right? Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But you are under his advisement, and your grandma is like putting you with him in this moment because they know where y'all live. And just the fact that you left the crib to go get donuts, and it's just like, first of all, where you get the bread to get the donuts? Because the quarters you was using at the bar ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
So that was a question
he
of
had
mine.
a 12-pack, like.
Yeah, like what are we talking about? Where are you getting this money from? But yeah, that part did kind of make me mad because it's like, dude, you could literally die, bro. You just left the crib. So that's all I had. Yeah.
I agree with you. I just want to say I think in that scene they was, obviously playing heavy on him. They wanted to show you he was still a kid.
Yeah.
And the fact that that partnership was back, he was super excited. He got his homie back.
Yeah.
Who obviously he looks at as a father. I didn't get to hang out with my dad for the first time until I was 8 years old. And I lost my mind, man. That's mom's, man. I was telling her, I just want my daddy, man. I don't want to be over here no more.
Right.
So I can only imagine, what his thought was. I'm gonna surprise him with some donuts. He said, just all that little kiddie shit, just being a kid,
trying to get him to smile. Like,
you don't know what you don't know. He just he think he knows it all and don't know shit.
And then lastly, no, those sweatpants was nuts. Like,
man,
he had the sweatpants with no pockets.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you remember Kevin Hart said you ain't got nothing to lose in life. When you stop wearing when you wear sweatpants with no pockets, you ain't got nothing to lose. She took everything. Like, he came out there with the beater and the sweats with no pockets.
No pocket.
First off, that is so 90s.
Listen, the doo-wop singing.
That's why I didn't feel like Florida. Ain't no doo-wop singing in Miami.
Ain't none of that bullshit, man.
Shaking nose, still singing harmony.
Bro. They could at least had Boys to Men on the corner.
Gerald knew.
Man, them sweats, bro. Every time I see it, I always look at them sweats like, bro, I hope you didn't sleep in them. I said, like, that's always that. I like, bro, sleeping in sweats like in Florida is crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So we get into
hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
How you hear Devin wake up and getting milk, but you ain't hear him wake up to leave to go get the donuts?
Maybe he slept more comfortable this time, or maybe he might have heard noise.
I mean, he didn't shut the door, obviously.
Yeah, maybe he just ignored it this time. Like, okay, it's just Devin. If he's getting up, maybe he go back to sleep. He just get milk again. He'll go back to sleep. Maybe it could be something like that. Like,
he was on the couch sleep. Bullshit. I call bullshit.
You stupid. We'll say that for the end part of the things movies to get right. Okay. And lastly, so pretty much Nick comes to the rescue. Once after the school situation, he makes the idea to sneak in their car, but he forgets to turn the walkie-talkie off. Sanchez is getting in, and they pretty much get them together. They roll all the way to this unmarked territory, and Nick comes in to rescue. This whole action sequence is happening.
Comes after L.
What comes out? Yeah, Bo. Like, And so we get this whole thing. And I think that all I want to do is sing or whatever like that. I forgot. I don't know if I ever mentioned it about the other singing scene or whatever, but yeah, just this whole thing, them riding on the boat, and this whole thing was just heartfelt. And he's scared, I'm scared too. And that was like, wow, as a kid, it was like that felt good as a kid watching, like, I'm scared too. It's like, wow, grown-ups get scared too. But he was like, man, you could do it, and they pretty much punch it together and they go up to the thing and then they try to do it too.
Side note, sorry, I don't mean to
cut
you
good.
Off. Side note, that was real, and Devin really did drive up that ramp.
Yo, this actor's he's the GOAT.
He a GOAT, man. He a dog.
Yeah.
But I do want to touch on something prior to that. One of my favorite parts of this movie is them dissing the music in the car. and then Devin telling on him.
Yeah.
That shit is classic. And then just Devin getting on Chewie, like, you piggy. And then when he tell him, I see why dinosaurs are extinct.
Yeah, crazy on him.
Big bodies, no brains. Let me get him right now. Let me kill him right now.
I'm gonna do him right now. Like, move out of the way. Move out of like.
He wanted to kill him.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. That's real though. I've definitely got that mad at the kid. I mean, not pull a strap on him, but I've gotten that mad at the kid for real. Like, all right, that's enough.
And also, it was very clever of Devin to call the captain and say, "Tell Nick 100 grand isn't money."
Yes.
Like, that was real clever thinking. Right?
And those are the parts that confuse you about other shit he does. Because that was a genius moment.
Yeah.
But you have the audacity to scream when that man is still in the apartment building. Like, come on, man.
Or getting the Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah. Like, are you smart? Or are you dumb? Make up your mind. Shit.
Players fuck up.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But yeah, anything y'all want to add to that last sequence of things?
You pretty much covered it, really.
Yeah, you covered it, man. I think they did a great job of not getting too heavy, but doing just enough for you to know that, like, there's a true bond here. You know, they in this together. So yeah, for sure.
I did like that they didn't focus on, oh, this is a black kid, this is a white officer. Like none of race never was a thing in this movie.
Never.
These are Italian guys. You know what? None of that was ever focused. Even Devin getting bullied by a white kid, it was never. Nah. Which speaks to, like you said, Macaulay Culkin being the original idea of it. It's like, we're not writing this with race in mind, and I'm glad that they didn't put that in there. But us being black, we can watch it and pick up undertones of why the father isn't there for whatever said reason. You know, where's the mother? All those things. So the only thing I just want to say at the end, I mean, obviously the fish guts was disgusting.
That shit's disgusting.
But to me, it is so scary. Like, this dude is caught on the front of a boat and it's in auto. You can't let go because you're in the middle of the ocean and I don't care how many. Like, we just did Poseidon. Yeah. So, like, bro, you in the middle. I don't care what's going on. You're gonna have to ride that out to wherever it goes. Because I am gas go out. Yeah, because I am not getting dropped in the middle of the ocean. I seen too many water movies, and I can't. And me personally, I don't even know how to float. So
yeah,
like, it's over with. I can swim, but I can't float. And you ain't got enough to be able to, like, get your way all the way back. Like, bro, your heart. Like, bro, you are done. So I'm riding that thing all the way through. So
he did.
And I always thought he was an interesting dude. Like, I think he's an Italian. He's been in, Goodfellas as well. But he always had the most interesting hair. Like, he had an afro. I'm like, how does that work? I always had questions. Like,
is it a toupee or what do you have going on?
I don't
know. I think that's real. He always got that.
He always got that afro. Like, maybe he's part like Italian, maybe part Jewish or something. You know.
Oh man.
I mean, sometimes they had it like that style of hair, like, or whatever. So shout out to third base. All right. Well, that is the moments that was all that. Ash, the character you relate to and identify with the most.
So I have Devin, and I say because just him being excited and passionate about doing what it takes to experience something that he's really into. And I can relate to his bravery. Although he was only 8, he was wise beyond his years, and he always saw the bigger picture of things for the most part. And I have a similar thought process as far as seeing the big picture. And there's moments where I had to be brave, So yeah.
Okay. Mia G.
No, it was tough for me again because it's an 8-year-old boy and a grown man. Don't really relate to Grandma Rachel. So I had to go with Captain Rubio because I too have been known to tame a tough guy every now and then.
No, that's right.
Hey, talk that talk. Shit. Huh? She wild. She ready. Oh man. That's good. That's good. What about you, School?
I think the obvious answer is Devin, but I'm gonna go step on out the box and say Nick Fountain. I used to want to be a singer so bad, man. To the point that if I had money and like he did, even if I couldn't sing, I probably have a recording studio and all types of shit, man. Cause that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. He thought he was killing it, boy.
The vocals is all right though. It wasn't. It really
come through. I'm talking about SKOOL.
Huh?
I said, come through, vocals.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, because we know SKOOL loves the Temptations. We listen
man.
to
I'm a Temptations. I'm a Winans. I'm all that.
Put a suit on this brother and slick his hair back real quick. He's ready. Like I tell you, let SKOOL get in that bag, bro. Listen, like show me what I need to do.
Hey.
For me, super left. I'm going Detective Matt McPhail, the black officer. Okay. As funny as he thought it was that a kid had new information, he still took it serious. And his reactions were all of our reaction. Quid pro quo. Where does he get this stuff? Yeah. Plus he stayed cool the whole time, and that always works for me. Yeah. So I did like Detective Matt McPhail.
I'm with you.
All right. Ash, this is a new segment. Get the stepping. What character could you do without?
I had the perp with the curly hair. The guy that was like, I'll do him right now at the end. Like, I just felt like he always had something dumb to say. And that was just one bad guy that we didn't need. So I just felt like they could have left him out of there, honestly.
Gotcha. Mia G.
Said the nosy neighbor.
She was almost on my list.
Girl, get to stepping. Oh, wait, got something to say, but ain't did nothing.
Exactly.
All talk.
What about you, SKOOL?
I say the teacher. I think that they could have used the principal for all of that. All of that they did with the teacher, they could just use the principal for. He was not necessary at all.
Good point.
Fair. I'm going Rio and McNally, the bullies. Like y'all are some whole high schoolers, bro. Like picking on the fourth grader, third grader, fourth grader.
For $1 too.
Like for real, like y'all should be out playing Sega or going to the arcade or trying to get some girls or going to the mall. Instead, y'all picking on him and loving it so much that y'all are tearing up grandma's car.
Yeah.
Just because Rio McNally, just because. Like, so Rio, y'all two can get to stepping. Obviously music. I mean, we could talk about, the antagonist, but forget about it. Y'all see what I did? But things you would change about the movie or that the movie didn't get right. Ash Bash.
I like to take this movie as is, but I didn't like how the perps were able to just run up at the school like that on the playground. Like, there was never a teacher outside with the kids for recess, and it's just like, how are these grown men able to just run up on this playground like that?
Good point.
So I didn't like that, but yeah, that's all I had.
Okay, Mia G.
I feel like Ash said, take it for what it is. The only thing little continuity things where there was like a scene where they were in the car and Devin kind of looked directly in the camera, and I was like, oh. It's just a little child actor thing. And I did feel like the whole scene where he was saying, you call that being a father. I don't feel like they gave us enough like lead up to him even feeling that way about Nick. It felt like maybe there was like a cut scene or something because it felt like it came out of nowhere. Like we're partners, but it never was kind of given to us that he looked at him as a father figure, or that he, the only alluding they did to Devin thinking about a father was that scene with the bullies in the bathroom at the beginning. It was like, it didn't kind of tie in. So I felt like there was like a little writing error there. But other than that, I thought it was A-okay.
It seemed like a last minute rewrite where it's like you call this being a partner. Now you know what'll be hit even more heavier. You call this being a father. It seemed like a last minute rewrite to me. try to give it more, depth. But I agree with everything you said, man, for sure on that. What about you, School?
I think I had already said it a little bit. Just the Nick hearing him the first time and not hearing him the second time. It was weird because it seemed as though they were both sleeping in the living room this time, just for that reason. If he moves or gets up, he'll be a little bit more aware. So it just didn't make sense to me. But that's about it. Like y'all said, I take the movie as is. This is a classic for me. No one can ruin it, and I'd be damned if I'd ruin it. Shit.
That's good. For me, just let's just be clear. He's an eight. This is your 8-year-old grandson being at home by himself and then being a witness to a murder.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to little Devin because you're cut off. You're cut off. Like to me, it's just like one of those things. And then the police are just okay with the fact that he's staying home. Like this is supposed to be hush. Everybody knows that you never let nobody know your kids staying. It just that kind of don't work at all. And then then y'all judging off the lady when the lady's actually right. It's like she's reporting what is true, and you saying I'm giving her grandmother of the year. And if it's like none of that kind of makes sense. I get it's 90s magic. It's supposed to be kind of a comedy, dramedy, whatever you want to call it. But that part is like, y'all should have kind of worked that a little better, because that don't feel accurate at all. All right. Lastly, before we get to the preview to the next episode, Ash, what's the moral of the story in your opinion?
In my opinion, the moral of the story is to have courage and follow your dreams. Ignore the naysayers and keep your eye on the prize. Understand that in life there are going to be constant shifts that we go through, but it's important to keep moving forward.
Okay. What about you, Mia G?
So I went in a different direction. I said, have an open heart. Sometimes things will happen in life that'll make you want to put up a wall, put your guard up, but never shut yourself off so much that you're not open to knowing when people are trying to get in to show you love and love you. So have an open heart.
I like it.
I got something similar to that. What about you, School?
I got something similar to Ash. Just, be brave. It's about courage. And a little different is you never know where your partnership or your friendship can stem from, Keep an open mind.
That's true. That's very true. Lastly, for me, tragic things happen, to everyone's life, and it can cause us all to close off from joy, but happiness and even laughter. But you have no idea who will be sent your way that could change your life for the better. And as hard as it may be to open up, sometimes you have to, for the sake of the possibility, of what's on the other side of the transaction. So you got to be open to those possibilities. Even when tragedy strikes in your life, it's worth it. It's always worth to know. It's never worth to close that door, in my opinion. So, School gets to witness this, man. Before we get out of here, School, man, thank you for being the first of the three, because of course we're gonna have Ray P and Big Rich Town on as well, the big cousins, the Culture Garden. Shout out to them. We're gonna have them on, of course, too. But you being the first, and ironically enough, you were on our first episode when I was still doing Another Week in the Books last year. So I say you always, it's like when you start off the year, it seems like everything else just comes like it's golden. I don't know why, but I'm like, bro, you like our good luck charm or something.
Hey, so, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Man, we are grateful for you being here. Before we throw the ball in Mia G's court, I just want to tell you thank you, brother, for spending time with us today, talking about one of our favorite films and laughing with us and just doing this, that, having a moment away from the realities of the world to be able to go into this world of 93 talking about Cop and a Half. So thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I want to say something to School as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice meeting you for the first time.
Yes.
I heard you on the episode with the Best Man Holidays on Culture Garden. I loved your perspective on it. I was like, oh, we kind of similar in that way.
Yeah.
On some of the things you thought about. And then I had the pleasure of hearing your story on Another Week in the Books for book 2.
Thank you.
And I just admire your resilience and your determination to be your best version for yourself and your family. So it's a pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. It means so much. I've been listening, keeping up with you guys, and sometimes y'all have me screaming at this fucking phone. But I love it, man. I love it. Anytime y'all need me, anytime y'all want me on, it's nothing. Y'all can tell me the day before. I'm gonna make it happen. Mia G, I appreciate you. You've been a guest on SGP, Culture Garden, everything. You're very talented, and you make shit shake. So I love all y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And in a couple days, I have 8 months clean.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Life is good, man. Life is good. No complaints this way, man. No complaints.
Yes,
so
sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Man, well, thank you, man. Well, it's up to you if you wanna get off or you want to stay around for the big reveal of what's the next movie. It's up to you. All right, it's on you, Mia. This is again for the listeners. This is dealer's choice. So we don't have a category. The category is kind of a free for all this month. So it's now on Mia G. So we have no idea. We don't talk about it prior. It's a surprise to us when we get on air. So without further ado, Mia G.
Okay. So here's the thing. I went back and forth a couple of times with a couple of different things. I thought I had my mind super set on a specific movie because my cousin actually she like sent me something about it. She's like, you have to do that. I was like, okay, bet. But then I was like, we can do that one later. We can do that one later because it was a good one. However, because it is dealer's choice, I had to take this opportunity.
I already know.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna shoot y'all some bail. I didn't go all the way there with it like I wanted to.
Oh, I know you want
y'all know. I had the horror movie reel playing in my head.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. We had a little conversation about water. There's been like a little water situation going on. So why not go with the 1999 film Deep Blue Sea?
Oh, Deep
that's
Blue
a
Sea.
goodie.
Oh man, okay. All right.
Man.
What made that the final decision for you?
Because I love this movie so much. This is one of my go-tos that I'm like, if I see this movie or if I see it available, I'm like, I love this movie so much. Like, I used to have like a super irrational fear of like sharks and dinosaurs, anything like a monster movie, like where it's like something like a animal or a monster type of situation where it can get you. I was so scared of it, but I always wanted to watch it, like, because I'm that type of crazy person who likes to be scared all the time. But when we were talking about on Poseidon, and Ashley said how she, the animals, she's scared of the animals, and I was like,
okay, you took it light on us because I definitely thought you was gonna turn the meter up a little bit. I said, oh, she gonna go.
To, but I said, you know what? There'll be a time for that.
This is the only time she's gonna do that. Next time she's gonna be like, I'm sorry, y'all.
I was like, it's gonna get dark.
Oh, y'all better
The Grudge. The Grudge.
Y'all just wait till October.
Now I know it's on.
You'll have to put the disclaimer in the thing, bro.
Joint. Okay, well, y'all heard it here first, so y'all know the next film will be Deep Blue Sea, the 1999 film. So, man, y'all know what time it is. Christmas break is up. It's time for us all to go back to school. We got to wear our new clothes from Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up on Monday fresh at the lockers. Y'all know what time it is. School, man, he go to a different school, but nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? He still come back to the neighborhood every once in a while and kick it with us stoop kids here on Childish Grown Up. So, man, y'all, thank y'all for listening and hanging out with us today. Peace out.